Has anyone ever tried to tell you that Revelation is not a futuristic book of the Bible? Me too. But I'm going to go ahead and blow that notion right on out of the water today in this quick video, so let's get started. Some argue for a pre-70 AD date to support their preterist views or their non-futuristic views, but the evidence overwhelmingly, and I mean overwhelmingly, supports a later date of 95 AD. Let's break it down. First, let's take a look at some of the external evidence. Now, you've got early church fathers like Irenaeus, Clement of Alexandria, and Origen, all pointing to Revelation being written during the reign of Emperor Domitian, which ended in 96 AD. Now, these respected figures were much closer to the events and had access to reliable traditions during that time, right? The spiritual state of the seven churches mentioned in Rev 2 and 3 suggests a later date as well, as they had time to develop and face various challenges that are talked about in those chapters. Plus, the themes of persecution and martyrdom actually fit pretty perfectly with Domitian's oppressive rule and demand for worship. You just got to go look at history. Now, some argue that the mention of the temple in Revelation 11 indicates a pre-70 AD date, but honestly, this is hogwash, because if you go back to Daniel's prophecy about the Antichrist and the temple desecration in Daniel 9:27 and also 11:31, you'll see that it really fits there. The future event is also referenced in other New Testament passages like Matthew 24:15 and 2 Thessalonians 2, 3, and 4, which points to a rebuilt temple in the end times. And by the way, are you paying attention to what's going on in Israel right now with the red heifers and all the stuff to prepare for the third temple? That's going to be hard for you guys who are preterists to, reconcile soon. I think one of the biggest keys is John's exile to Patmos. Early church tradition confirms that John was exiled during Domitian's reign, and that aligns perfectly with a 95 AD composition date. So there you have it, in a short video, the testimony of the early church fathers, the historical context, and the internal evidence all point to Revelation being written in 95 AD. Don't be swayed by weak arguments from an earlier date. Stand firm on the foundation of evidence, just like we do everything else as believers. And here's the key. Remember that understanding the proper context of Revelation is crucial for unlocking the prophetic truths that are happening all around us right now. And like I said, if you're paying attention to what's going on in Israel, I promise you, y'all who don't believe in some futuristic events are going to have a really tough time explaining some of the things that are coming down the pike and honestly that are even happening right now. But that's all I got to say about this one. I'll see you in the next one.